Power, Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 7, where all are guilty. We are here. We are here. We have 3 episodes left. We're here. And boy, when I saw this picture, it kind of reminds me of what's happening in the universe of Book 3. Rock's being faded out and Kanan's being brought up. Let's talk about it. So we come out the gate with Ronnie being Ronnie. He rolled up on Paul's place, and I knew he was going to come at Paul because he was standing back there when Paul was going off on Kanan. Paul viewed Kanan as a little boy, and Ronnie seems like he's going to be the muscle man of this whole operation. So him and his crew, they go busting into Paul's place. Paul in there jamming to Tennessee back in the day, Arrested Development. And they bust in on him and snatched him up and took him to Kanan. So I had a couple of thoughts about this or we're trying to figure out, like, is Kanan the boss? Because I was for sure when the whole takeover took place, the whole hookup, when they decided to join forces, I was for sure that Ronnie was going to be running things since he killed his brother to be the big dog. But now you letting Kanan, it was just a couple of things in this episode that made me feel like he's taking orders from Kanan. Because he took Paul to Kanan. And when they got there, they questioned him about his loyalty and not snitching. Scared the man so bad he wet his pants. He pissed himself. And I'm trying to figure out later in the scene, in the episode, why is that couch still in the house? Because I would have got rid of that couch. But anyway, but it just seemed like he took him for Kanan to make the decision on what they were going to do with him. So then we see the anticipated scene of Juliana and Ronnie sitting on the couch together. And come to find out, they're at Neek and Pernessa's place. I'm assuming they were at Juliana's, but they were at Neek and Pernessa's place. And Juliana is trying to get Ronnie to, be intimate. She kisses him and he's just being Ronnie even during the kiss. Not flinching, not moving, just sitting up straight like a board while she's kissing him. And she's like, I want to make you feel good and I want you to make me feel good. Because, she had none. And neither is he. While this is going on, the door opens. You're somebody come to the door and it's Pernessa. And that's when you find out that they're at Pernessa's house. And he have the nerve to ask her, what are you doing here? And she said, this is my house. This is still me and Neek's house. And he said, what are you doing here? She said, I had to come get some stuff from me and Jerome, or for Jerome. I don't know. She had to come pick up some things because she's staying back over at her mom's. And he tells her to hurry up and get out. So she runs upstairs to get her stuff because, she don't want to deal with crazy Ronnie. While she's up there, that's when Juliana tells Ronnie that you can't trust even family. In other words, I think she's telling Ronnie to check Pernessa, because Pernessa said, what are you doing in here with the bodega lady? So Juliana already felt a way about Neek. So there was already tension between her and Neek. So I'm sure Neek, put that off on Pernessa as well. And it's just she want to go. Juliana feel like she needs to be taken care of too. But he firmly let her know that, she's family, nothing's going to happen to her, whatever, she's good. But you later see him approach her at her mom's house, and he gets really close to her and kind of like in a way to let her know, that she needs to be careful out there because, we don't know what happened to Neek, but also to put in her ear to let her know, I'm watching you, I'm what happened to Neek, you need to be careful because I hate for Rome to lose both of you, basically. So he kind of put, that in her head to let her know. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. So we see Rock, she goes to visit the Japanese guy, Quan. And she talks to him about picking up where Neek left off with the Chinese people, his Chinese family. And at first he's reluctant, but she assures him that she is that bitch. She reassures him, and he gives in and lets her do it. He said, okay, I'm going to give you 60 days, like 2 months or so, to prove me wrong. If you can make something happen in 60 days, then okay, we'll do this. And, that's all she needs, right? It don't take Rock long. That's all she needs. She goes on. But she also asks him while she's there, hey, are there any more businesses that you have? Is that the only shop? And for me, I love that because it showed me that she was a forward thinker and Neek wasn't, because Neek never asked that question. And he told her, yes, she went and visited, she did a recon. She did her research. She went and, was watching, movement, how they doing. She putting some things together. You could tell she's putting some things together on how she's going to work her plan. You could see her masterminding things. She goes to the original shop and talks to the husband and the wife, right? The cousin and her husband. She goes to talk to them. And they seem to be a little more comfortable with her than they were with Neek and Ronnie. Rightfully so. They seem to be a little more comfortable with it. They did say that they didn't want to get in that business, but she kind of let them know, hey, you got to. But the fact that they were inside and they were talking, you could just tell it was a little more peaceful. They even told her, because she let them know that she wanted to run through some of the other locations, and they told her who introduced her to the big guy who they need to talk to, and he happened to be sitting in there eating. And so they went and met with him, and he gave her his blessing to go and approach them. So more to come with that. I think that she's, working on her new and latest and greatest empire in terms of her being back in the game. So now we're back at the precinct with Howard. Howard gets word that, hey, your application is going through and everything for the job. It's pretty much yours. We got a few loose ends, a few things to tighten up, button up. As long as you don't have, any, type of bad background and everything checks out, the job should be yours, the narcotic job that he'd applied for. So after he got done with that, he noticed, I'm going to call her Mama Scrappy. I don't remember her name, but he notices her going into the meeting room with Ping, I think. Ping, right? The cop, the detective that she does the CI work for. He sees her going in there to talk. So he intercepts it, right? And sends him in there because the feds had pulled him back in there to question him some more about Marvin's situation. So he told him, hey, you need to talk to Detective Ping about this. Let me go grab him, talk to him, because he's going to know more because of his CIs, blah, blah. He was just playing it out because he wanted to see what this lady wanted, right? So he goes in and he gets to talking to her, and he's taking the notes down and everything like that. And she tells him that she knows how her son died, that it wasn't a suicide, that she had a reliable source that told her who did it, right? And she named Rock's crew and everything like that. And he kind of pressured her to say, no, I need to know who the source is coming from before I can pursue this. I can't just go and pursue this, without knowing where the source is coming from. And so she tells him Lou Thomas. Lou Thomas. Drunk Lou. DUI Lou. Can't walk across the street Lou. Snitching Lou. So he tells her, makes her feel like, cause he really deserves an Oscar, cause he lies his way around. That dude deserves the Oscar. He told her that, he's going to look into it. He's going to get back with her, blah, blah, blah. We all knew what that meant. He went straight to Rock. Your snitching ass brother done come down to this precinct singing like a canary. And so, of course, Rock, she can't go straight to Lou because, her and Lou, they're not on good terms. So she went to Marvin and say, your brother gonna have to fix this. You need to get your brother to fix this. So Marvin goes to Lou, hymns him up, roughs him up a bit because Lou's still drinking. Been drinking all episode. They had showed clips prior of him just a drinking and a drinking. He ain't put that bottle down yet. So, because I believe on the real one-on-one, I believe he could probably whoop Marvin's little ass, but Marvin had him. Yammed him up against the wall and, told him, what was what. Here's a weird thing. Lou don't even remember. He was so lit, he don't even remember what he did. He don't even remember driving to this lady's house. He said he didn't remember none of that. Now, you done told you, and you don't remember. That's why I don't fool with that alcohol like that. He don't remember nothing. So Marvin's like, well, you're going to have to fix it. We also see Mama Thomas come and ask Lou for some money, which I'm not sure what's going on with this. They had enough money for rats to eat, but y'all not taking care of your mama. Something going on with the mama, because the mama keep bringing up the daddy and how he died, which offends Lou whenever she does. So I'm not sure. I'm not understanding what's going on with the mama. I'm not. But she asked Lou for some money. He gave her some money. And she made another comment about the daddy, and that seemed to offend Lou again about the daddy, because she said something about, like, you in this club, that's all you, that's what happened to your daddy. He used to stay in the nightclub, in the bar all the time, blah, blah. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out at some point what actually happened to their daddy. Don't know. So next we have Marvin. Marvin has pulled up to Gerald's house. He notices Gerald's car in the driveway, and the windows are just all fogged up. And he sees two little heads in the back seat. And he's like, now I know. And he go over there, he opened the door, and it's his two daughters in a cold car in the back seat of the car. And they tell him that their daddy told us to come out here and don't come to the door until he comes to get them. And of course, you know what the deal is. So Marvin goes to the door, and he finally gets Gerald to come and let him in. And Gerald has on a t-shirt, and you can see his arm, the tracks all up his arm where he's been doing his thing in there while the girl's outside hungry and cold. I would not have even gone to the door because I would have felt afraid to go to the door. What I would have found, I think I would have called the cops from out there. And unfortunately for Gerald, he would have gotten yammed up, and the babies would have been put into CP, Child Protective Custody. Gerald let him in. The girls was happy to come in the house. Marvin fixed the girls some food. And pretty much just talked to Gerald like, man, I came over here. You're like, and basically you need to get your junk together. Come to find out their mom, I don't know if it was his wife, but their mom is strung out too. She left when he decided to go clean, when he went clean. And so the girls really have nobody. And it's just a sad situation. It really, really is. But Marvin was like, man, you're going to have to get your act together. He's like, I came over here to give you Juke's picture and, give you, I guess he was going to do a quick little interview with him, give him some of the backstory about Juke. But I'm hoping Marvin don't do it. I'm hoping he just pulls back and don't do it. I'm still not sure if we're going to find out if Gerald is a CI. I don't know. I ain't gave up on that yet, but I'm kind of thinking I might have been wrong on that. Don't know. But it's just a sad situation, seriously. So when Ronnie and Kanan got done with Paul, Famous walks in. And as soon as Famous walks in, he tried to backpedal back out. But Ron like, no, you don't, where are you going? He didn't let him leave. So Then, of course, Kanan, Mr. Tough Guy, was like, what are you doing here? He said, I came to get some things. He said, well, we get ready to step out. You hurry up and get it and get out, right? So they left with Paul. Don't know, maybe they roughed him up some more. Not sure what that was about. But they left with Paul. And Famous stayed at the bando to grab his things. And this joker pulls out the gun that he shot Freddy with. Famous, you still got that gun, Joker? He still had the gun. So I'm sure there's more to come behind it, because he packed it in his duffel bag and he got ready to go. In walks Kanan and Ronnie, and that's when they have the conversation where Ronnie's like, I hear you like to talk a lot. So Ronnie's trying to check him, want to say more to him, and he just really grilling him. And Famous is scared. As far as he didn't pee on himself, he was standing there looking like he did. And Kanan steps in, was like, yeah, he do talk a little bit sometimes, but pretty much for the most part he can be trusted, because he was begging Kanan for come on, man, help me out. So he leaves and we see him back at his mom's house, because that's where he moved back into. So in his bedroom at his mom's house, he takes the gun and he hides it up in the closet somewhere. Not sure how it's going to play out, but I guarantee you something's going to pop off, that his name's going to come up. It's going to be some type of search, or hopefully, sure to God, the mama don't find it and turn it. I don't know what's going to happen. Don't know. But that gun going to get him hemmed up. His lyrics with that gun, he going to get hemmed up. So we're with Butter. Butter is doing a photo shoot. When the photo shoot is done, Kanan pops up. He's there to pick up Isha. Apparently, they're going on a date. Isha goes to the bathroom. Juke is in there with her, and she's in there just throwing up. She was dizzy, now she's throwing up. Something going on with her. I'm not sure. Did I miss something? Is she pregnant? I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know. But she's throwing up quite a bit, and she's getting dizzy. So much to the fact that I'm just shocked that this band group manager haven't really tapped in and found out, why is this young lady so sick all the time. While they're in there, you see Kanan out here flirting with Crystal. They come out and Juke peeps it. Because, Aisha, she none the wiser. She just, everything just over her head, poor thing. And Juke checks Crystal and say, hey, Kanan is with Aisha. You stand back. Crystal's so out of pocket. She cussed at us like, F you, whatever. Like, she don't realize Juke is about that life. And I'd be glad when Juke put hands on her. I got a feeling Juke gonna put hands on her. But I think that this is what's going to push Juke to the military to be a cop. I think this is what's going to blow up this group thing. This whole Isha, Kanan, Crystal. It's just going to cause a big friction in the group to where the group is going to blow up. And that's what's going to push her straight to the military. Because she got accepted in the military. And so she's still torn on what she's going to do. Right? We shall see. Before he left, Juke questioned Kanan about Snap and Pop, how they used to do bank robberies. So Juke be doing her recon. That girl stay ready. She stay in the know. She's very observant. I've noticed that about her. She's going to read the room and everything. And of course, he trying to downplay it. Oh, they old, they don't do that anymore. And that's something that they used to do. And Aisha was like, oh yeah, they look like they're about 100. What, or something like that. That girl, so she just, everything over her head. But I thought that was interesting though. That Juke, it's like her detective skills are already there. She was gifted to be a cop. So then you see Kanan and Isha at the movies. And is that most, I ain't gonna say all, but what most 16-year-old boys do, he try to get into the pants. And Isha's not allowing him to do it. Not allowing him to do it. Which I respected her for that, especially if she's pregnant. Like, no, be smart. Don't know what's going on with her, but I just, she didn't let him do it. She kept telling him no. He gets upset. His attitude, to the point that she picks up on this attitude. She decides, I'm leaving. Take me home. He's like, no, I'm finishing this movie. You know how to get on the bus. Ruthless Kanan is being born right before our eyes. So while Rock is out doing all her recon and stuff, she notices these delivery trucks. So she follows one and she goes to the shipping yard where they're coming in and out of. And she goes inside and starts inquiring around. It looks like they deliver restaurant supplies, equipment. So she goes in and she talks to the receptionist, who was actually quite nice and professional, the receptionist. But there's a man, another Asian man in the back office, and he's overhearing this. It was almost as if he was like, is that a nigga out there? I know there ain't no nigga out there. So he goes out there and he confronts her and pretty much shuts her down like, there's no business here for you. I only deal with Chinese restaurants. And Rock's like, what you trying to say? I can't open a Chinese restaurant? There's no business for you here. So she leaves. So he thinks. You know Rock gonna get in there. Anyway. So she leaves. Then later on, we see her at home. She's done got home. She's chilling. And Juke is there. And Juke is sitting at the table. And Rock is standing up in the kitchen. And she's so you could tell they're having a conversation about Kanan and the company that he's keeping. You know, about him being with the older people and everything like that. And Juke says, pretty much, he's changing up, Rock. He's not the same. And you could just see the look on Rock's face. So then we see Juke pulls up at the bando. And when she pulls up to the bando, she sees two guys outside. And they're trying to rough her up and not let her in. And she, you know, Juke ain't no joke. She's standing her ground with them. And Ronnie comes out and stops him. Hey, that's Kanan's cousin. So they let her through. And she came on in there and she was talking to Kanan. Again, Juke is so ice cold in the veins. She got ice in her veins. She's standing there just getting on to Kanan, letting him know, hey, bruh, I know you. You my little cousin. You just still that scared little boy. I know you. You ain't built like this. You need to stop all this. Of course, Kanan ain't trying to hear that right now. He on a whole nother level. His mindset somewhere else. Ronnie's sitting over there listening to everything. And she ain't stunned Ronnie. She ain't scared of Ronnie. She ain't stunned Ronnie. So then after her and Kanan get done with their little, back and forth or whatever, because she was standing flat-footed eyeball to eyeball to that joker, letting him know, right? And after she left, Ronnie goes to Kanan. You want me to talk to her? And Kanan took a couple steps towards Ronnie and was like, no, you don't have nothing to do with my family. I kind of respected Kanan for that, and I hope he keeps that mindset. I do. So we see Captain Burke meeting with Shannon's, his daughter's ex-girlfriend. He gives her a picture because he had gone by the precinct earlier to clean up all of her belongings, ran into Howard. Howard told him, anything I can do for you. Again, like I said, he deserves an Oscar. And he's given this picture to the girlfriend. And he told her, that he wished he knew, why she did that to her. That's one of the things that haunts him, that what caused that. And he talked about how she was all after her partner. And she said, I'm not going after Howard anymore. I'm not investigating. I'm letting all that go. The truth of the matter is, I did things to push her that way, and so did you. We just got to own that, right? I feel like that scene right there let me know that this is going to get Captain Burt to thinking. He's going to replay in his head what she said about Howard. And that's what's probably going to come up. Maybe he's going to launch an investigation or get some type of doubt put into the department about Howard. He might find some things, because I just think it's not I don't think it's a coincidence that they made sure to put in a storyline that the job is almost yours. We're not done yet. You know what I mean? I think something gonna pop up with that. Something gonna pop up with that. He already scared the girlfriend, but I think something's gonna pop up with Captain Burke. He gonna find something out about Howard. So the last scene we see of Kanan, he going in Crystal's crib. Door open, he going in Crystal. You know she gonna smash. So it's about to be drama in butter. And I really think that that's what's going to push Juke to go on to the military. So we shall see. Now, I do think and I do feel that with all this family stuff that Juliana's putting into Ronnie's head, with the things that is going on with Kanan and his mom, Kanan and Juke, and then Ronnie's there. He's wanting to get involved. I'm wondering if it's going to be some type of war with these last 3 juicy episodes we got coming. I don't know how this is supposed to play out. You know, is Kanan supposed to be, running his own stuff and his family going to fade away? Or is he going to continue to learn from them and then take over? I'm hoping that it's the latter, that he learns from them and take over. So I'm hoping that he chooses his family. And I feel like that's the case because of what he told Ronnie. Like, you don't have anything to do with my family. So I know Ronnie's going to want, because, Ronnie think he big dog. He's going to want to take over. He's going to get more greedy and want to take over what Rock got going on. So we shall see how that plays out. Now, the last scene of the day was, I think it was the last scene, because I don't always go in order, but we see Marvin and Lulu in the car. And Lulu is lit. He is slurring. I mean, he's gone. And I'm like, no, Marvin, do not give him that gun. He gave it to him. The man could barely get out the car. And I just knew that it was going to end bad. And he stumbles out the car. He's standing on the porch. And he's staggering on the porch. He's ringing the doorbell. He almost fell trying to ring. I'm like, he's too lit. He's too saucy. He's not going to be able to pull this off. This dude get in there. And he ups that thing like nothing. And one to the dome, she down. Gone. Now, lucky for us, when she went to the precinct, she told this, she didn't talk to Payne. Because if she didn't talk to Payne, then he would have been able to say, oh, well, she reported this, now she's dead. We definitely need to look into these people. So we better get it. I feel like we're going to be able to get away with it, but who knows? These last few episodes about to be power pack. I'm here for it. Cannot wait. We shall see what's about to pop off. But anyway, hope you like the video. Hope you like the content. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And please stay safe. No drinking and driving. On to the next one. Peace.